The cluster seating design evolved out of hexagonal conversation areas developed for the landside terminal at the Tampa International Airport. The arrangement was so popular that it was decided to adapt it for use in the much more crowded airside terminals. 20 years of experience with the 6-seat arrangement showed that strangers do not mind sitting next to each other as long as there is adequate space between the chairs. In fact, the grouping stimulated friendly conversation and a relaxed atmosphere. The typical tandem or beam arrangement was used in Tampa's airside F, and it was clear that it did not adequately provide for passenger needs. People were uncomfortable sitting next to someone they didn't know. There was no place for passengers to put their belongings except under their feet, in the aisles, or on a vacant seat. Food and drinks often ended up on the floor, adding significantly to cleaning costs. People with babies did not have enough room to spread out. When tables were added for ashtrays, seating counts were reduced. As seats filled up, access was reduced or blocked. During the development of Airside B, the 6-seat conversation group evolved into an arrangement of interlocked hexagons which allowed for an acceptable seating density while retaining full access to all seats. The primary configuration of cluster seating is 3 pairs of seats attached to a triangular center table. The chairs face slightly towards each other, and each pair forms one side of a 6-seat conversation group scaled for easy communication. The groupings created by nesting the clusters are very important in promoting a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere. The geometric arrangement of cluster seating is less rigid than straight rows, but is still very organized. Access is improved by the ability to move through the seating area in 3 directions. Clear 3-foot aisles can be maintained while still providing legroom and space for bags and carry-on items. The basic 6-seat unit is complemented by 4- and 2-seat units, so the arrangement can be adapted to any space. The cluster seating arrangement retained all of the advantages of the landside seating groups while providing much greater seating density. The arrangement was sufficiently unique to be granted U.S. and foreign patents. The cluster arrangement provided a smaller total number of chairs than tandem seating, but experience had shown that the hexagonal groupings would achieve 100% occupancy. It was important to determine maximum occupancy rates for tandem seating to ensure that the new arrangement would provide an equal or greater number of usable seats. A comprehensive study done at the Tampa and Charlotte airports charted over 5,000 passengers and visitors and showed how they selected their seats, which seats were avoided, and how many seats were used for personal belongings. The bottom line was that even under the most crowded conditions, only 59% of tandem seats were filled with people, while many travelers chose to stand rather than take one of the unoccupied seats. Cluster seating, which is 100% efficient, can provide up to 80% as many total chairs as tandem seating, creating 1/3 more usable seats in the same square footage. This concourse layout study compares the cluster design with a conventional seating arrangement. In addition to providing more acceptable seats using fewer seating units, the angles inherent in the hex allow check-in counters to face incoming traffic while exit aisles direct passengers toward the main terminal. The cluster seating arrangement also solves numerous problems. Every seat is a first-class seat with 2 arms and a table. Every seat has plenty of legroom and places to put belongings out of traffic areas. There is room for large objects such as baby seats and strollers. All seats are fully accessible with a clear 3-foot aisle. People with mobility problems can easily make their way to any seat, and wheelchairs can be a part of any conversation group. With a table at every seat, there is a place for food and drinks, and spills are reduced. The table bases go to the floor, reducing the amount of area to be cleaned. Cleaning costs are also reduced by the elimination of chair legs. The tables provide spaces for computers, reading materials, etc. The seating base can be adapted for any existing tandem seating shell, and the cluster units can accommodate a number of optional amenities such as task lighting, PA speakers, assistive listening devices, electrical outlets, phone and data ports, and planters. The innovative cluster seating design gives airports the opportunity to offer travelers greater comfort and convenience without requiring more money or space. Cluster seating is truly an example of how